So what is Reaper of Souls? First of all, it's the continuation of the Diablo 3 story. Now with the Ultimate Evil Edition, you get all the goodness that came with Diablo 3. So you get, Acts 1 through 4, the 5 classes. But with Reaper of Souls, we're introducing a brand new class, which is a Crusader.
I think the knight in armor is kind of like an iconic part of role-playing games, but we didn't want to do knight in shining armor because that doesn't really fit the Diablo theme. It's a darker world, so we thought like a knight in battle-scarred, heavy armor would be really cool. And we wanted a guy who could just wade right into the middle of the action fearlessly.
He's such a great character to play on console because he has a great mix of, short-range, really powerful melee abilities and long-range sort of magical abilities. So it really feels like a great class to play on the controller. But Reaper of Souls also continues a story, right? So we have Act 5.
In Act 5, we actually introduce a new villain in the form of Malthael, the Angel of Death. Malthael wasn't happy with the way things were left off. He wants to take out humanity, and it's your job to try and keep him from succeeding.
I think the really great thing that really helped galvanize Reaper of Souls is that Malthael allowed us to focus on the more dark and more gothic side of the Diablo 3 story. And it really goes back to the feeling of the very first Diablo.
So Diablo 3 is a very active online game, and we have a community that expresses itself and what it wants in the game. And we've tried our best to sort through that and bring to our fans the things that they've wanted most. And one of the things we're very proud about with Reaper of Souls is the introduction of Adventure Mode.
Adventure Mode is a completely new way to experience Diablo 3.
Once they've completed the story, we wanted to set the player free to kind of explore the world how they wanted. And we also kind of just wanted to entice them to parts of the world maybe they didn't explore all that well.
We essentially, throw off the shackles from the player, and we allow the player to go anywhere and slay anything. So we have randomly generated bounties. You get some really awesome loot. You'll be able to experience Nephilim Rifts, which are great randomized dungeons.
And for PlayStation 4 owners, you will have access to a unique rift, which is the Last of Us Rift.
So in Reaper of Souls, we introduced a brand new difficulty model.
As you level up, the monsters around you gain in power.
So having the difficulty kind of scale to your character, and then kind of having the slider on top of like, hey, I want to add more and more heat, just really allowed players to kind of tailor the difficulty to what they like. To me, personally, as a player, it was just like night and day how much it improved the experience.
So one of the key changes that Reaper of Souls introduced is what we call Loot 2.0.
Basically, as you're playing the game, the chances of you getting a legendary item that's going to be useful are extremely high, and it's going to be happening regularly.
Patience.
Because at the end of the day, part of the fantasy of a Diablo game is finding that awesome legendary sword or bow or piece of armor that really changes the way you play the game. And we really shifted the philosophy to drop more of those legendaries, to make loot more rewarding, because that's why people play a game like Diablo.
PlayStation